The arrow of fire. Hadakhan Baba was once relaxing in a remote location on the slopes of the Himalayas and a devotee was sitting nearby. The people of the Kumaon region consider His Holiness an immortal saint. Since there were a number of scars on his body, they believed that about 5,000 years ago His Holiness had fought on the side of the Pandavas in the famous battle of Kurukshetra during the Mahabharat war. This particular devotee wanted to see the effect of an Agni band, the arrow of fire, and prayed to Hadakhan Baba for a demonstration, saying, "Babaji, you witnessed the Mahabharat war. You know how to load a fire arrow. Show me, please." Babaji explained that the Agni band would extinguish many lives without being of any benefit. He told him to ask for any other gifts instead. The devotee, rather adamant by nature, insisted. Baba could not deny the prayers of his devotee. He asked the devotee to chase away all nearby animals and birds as far as possible. Upon the devotee's return, Babaji took a wooden stick, consecrated it with sacred mantras and threw it away. Soon the fire spread all around for miles and miles. Wild animals and birds began to scream. The devotee, impressed by the ferocity of the fire, asked Babaji to extinguish it. Baba told the devotee to take water from the nearby spring and spray it on the fire. To his amazement, the fierce fire was extinguished immediately. The leaves of the trees were half burnt and half not. Lord, you are supremely supreme. Such super spiritual yogic abilities are possible only in a total and not partial manifestation of God. Hadakhan Baba's victory over the elements can therefore be known as such. This modern scientific era has produced atomic bombs with unimaginable lethal power, but there has been no investment in a device to stall a bomb and stop its devastating, ruinous energy. Sri Hadakhan Baba is the only source of that immense potential to create, build, annihilate and equally stop the destruction immediately. A potential acquired in him is the manifestation of Shiva, the Lord Siddha Siddheshwara Sachidananda Sadguru, and no one else. The form of Babaji. Once a well-known scholar questioned the description of the vast and universal form of God as established in the scriptural texts. We have thought about it, discussed a lot, but we have not reached a satisfactory conclusion. Kindly clarify. As usual, His Holiness remained silent. It was with silence that he illustrated the meaning of the most secret and sacred problems. He used to speak little. Talking is not a conclusive solution. Nor can the merely logical mind understand Atman, the soul. Finally, Babaji asked the scholar to close his eyes, sing the bhajans and then look again. When he opened his eyes, the scholar saw the Lord in all things and in all directions, everything around him in the hat and habit of Hadakhan Baba in the form of Shiva. We conclude, said the scholar, that the forms of God are not subject to logic. Shastras are only indicators, like the moon's rays of Lord Shiva's decision to choose a form. An apparition like the Lord Shiva. A saint from the Vishnu sect in Mitilapuri, returning from a pilgrimage to the Himalayas, brought back sacred water from Sri Gangotri, a sacred site near the source of the Ganga river. He was planning to go south to Rameshwaram for the annual celebration of Shiva, but his chosen divinity, Sri Rama, appeared to him in a dream and ordered him instead Almora to worship the Baba of Hadakhan, explaining that His Holiness was truly a form by Shiva. The saint went to Almora. There he asked about Babaji place and was told that Sri Hadakhan Baba was with the Pandit Vishnudat-ji Joshi. When he arrived at Joshiji's residence, he was very satisfied with the blessed sight of this form of Shiva, just as Sri Rama had indicated. He began to experience the unusual, indescribable peace of the body, of the mind and intellect. The group of devotees gathered there noticed the physical transformation of the saint, For them it was an unprecedented event. The saint eventually regained his normal senses and went to the market to have a suit, a hat and a dhoti made. Returning for the arati that evening, he cooked the food to offer in Sri Rama's veneration. Recalling Sri Rama's instructions, he also worshipped Babaji by performing both the Vedic and Tantric forms of worship and sprinkling the holy water of the Ganga from Gangotri on the head of Hadakhan Baba. Babaji was very happy to have the Ganga water sprinkled on him with such pure devotion, and both he and the saint reached Shiva's bright, brilliant home on the sacred mountain of Kailash. All evening those who were present in the house for the arati and prasad witnessed how the worship on Mount Kailash, the Kailash of Lord Shiva, is described in the Puranas. Over the years, Sri Babaji has appeared as a manifestation of Shiva to thousands of his devotees. A doctor from the nearby village of Mulok also recalled that once, when thousands of men and women had gathered for a fire worship in a family in Almora, he and his friend saw the bright moon on Shri's forehead for 5 minutes. Hadakhan Baba.